Across this great nation, there is a culture of people who carry on a heritage. They have an intangible quality that can't be described, but it comes from deep within their hearts. They share an appreciation for the greatest things that come from Mother Earth. They watch over, understand, and care for the vast wilds of this great country. Fishing, hunting, and trapping are the foundations that Canada was built on. For over 2 centuries, we have taken to the woods and water to pursue wild game. Today, it's about conservation, preservation, and wildlife management. Whether you are a man or woman, fish or hunt, you should support sound wildlife management and proudly say, I am an angler and hunter. The Ontario Federation of Anglers and Hunters proudly presents Angler and Hunter Television. Brought to you by Canadian Tire, a proud partner of Angler and Hunter Television. Mercury Marine and Lund Boats. Yamaha ATVs. Browning Firearms. Rapala. Winchester Ammunition. Wild Game Innovations. Excalibur Crossbows. And Yukon Gear.
Have you ever wondered who came up with the idea of drilling a hole in the ice to try and catch a fish? I have, but you know, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's an awesome way to get out and have some fun during the frigid winter months.
That's what I said, it doesn't take much. You put that bait on and you've got them.
Hitting the ice and drilling a hole in hopes of hooking into what might be dinner or even some sort of a record can be pretty exciting.
Oh, wow!
For me, nothing beats journeying into a backwoods lake and hooking into a giant trout. Others might prefer a chance at hooking into some delicious crappies or even a walleye.
Oh, wow. Right in the roof of the mouth. I couldn't have hooked him any better. He was never going to get off.
No matter what your preference is, it's pretty clear that ice fishing is a great way to spend a day, a weekend, or even a week-long winter vacation. There are even competitions where teams hit the ice in hopes of winning major cash and prizes. One such event has become extremely popular over the past few years and is held every year on Lake Simcoe, and it's called Perchin for MS. You see, sometimes it's not all about the fishing, it's often about the cause. And in this case, it's about trying to find a cure for multiple sclerosis. Well, it's just before sunrise. We're out on Lake Simcoe, Sutton, Ontario, and behind us is Sybil Point Provincial Park. Now, it looks pretty desolate out here. There's just our little setup. We've got a Asylum 4 Wrap Shack and the Viking and nobody around. But in about a half an hour, there's going to be a mass of people, probably close to 500 ice anglers coming out on the ice out here to compete for $2,500 in cash in the 5th annual Perchin for MS Ice Fishing Derby.
If everybody is registered, then yeah, you can head out now. High five. As long as you have your number, right there. You must check in before you can be registered or inspected. There's no drilling on there until 8 a.m.
Now, Perchin for MS is a charitable organization run by a good friend of mine, Doug Poirier, and he has multiple sclerosis.
All partners must check in.
Since I met Doug 5 or 6 years ago, his MS has progressed and he's got some real mobility issues. But as you're going to see, he doesn't let that slow him down. So normally, back when I first started with Angler and Hunter Television, I ran into Doug Poirier, and we quickly became friends.
You got a good position there?
I would say so.
If you recall, Doug and I hooked up for a pheasant hunt where he would be able to participate with the use of a motorized off-road wheelchair. So you can see Doug is truly an avid outdoorsman. and it's heartbreaking to think that he's unable to participate at the level he once did.
Look at that, eh? That's a beautiful car.
Now let's fast forward 5 years. I'm heading up to Lake Simcoe to take part in the 5th annual Perchin for MS event. Now I'm sure Doug had a grand vision of how this event might become a major attraction and a huge fundraising opportunity, but I don't know if he was expecting this. Needless to say, I was blown away when we arrived and saw the chaos of crowds and anglers and volunteers getting ready to hit the ice in hopes of cashing in with a 10-fish limit of jumbo perch. With over 130 years of knife-making excellence, Camillus should be on your next hunt.
Adolph Castor began the Camillus Knife Company in 1876, and he utilized expert engineering to ensure the highest precision in his knives. They prove themselves in the harshest conditions because Camillus uses a patented titanium bonding and carbonitride coating process, making them up to 10 times harder than untreated steel. Camillus knives. Stay sharper, longer.
Mercury engine test.
Toughness you can rely on. It's good to have Mercury behind you.
This is the moment. Get locked. Make it lethal. As a new generation of Winchester.
Nothing beats the confidence and enjoyment that comes with using the best equipment. There's a reason why generations of professional anglers, guides, and camp operators make Lund their boat of choice. They stand up to the elements and the repeated use that hardcore anglers put them through, season after season. They're guide-tested, wilderness-proven. Isn't it time for you to experience the Lund difference?
This portion of Angler and Hunter Television brought to you by Minn Kota and Humminbird.
Ice fishing methods have changed drastically over the past 20 years. The name of the game now is mobility. The days of drilling one hole, waiting and hoping that a fish will swim by are starting to fade. With light gear, battery-operated sonar units, and gas-powered augers, an angler can conceivably drill and check hundreds of holes in a single day. When fish stop biting where they are, anglers can move to the next hole, checking it with their sonar first to look for activity, and then if there are no fish, they'll keep moving until fish are found. Anglers can also use maps on their handheld GPSs or even navionics charts from their smartphones to aim them to those spots, usually with accuracy of less than 20 feet. And by using their sonar, see where their lure is relative to the fish.
You can see on the flasher, my bait's right here.
And jig accordingly to entice a bite. If you're using live bait, never dump your leftover bait or bait bucket water on the ice or down the hole. Freeze or salt any unused bait for reuse or properly dispose of it off of the ice. You don't need a lot of gear. I mean, you're going to see we've got a pretty elaborate setup here. We drove the Viking out and used a power auger to drill a bunch of holes and pick our spot. But you can use live bait. No, I'm not going to use any live bait here, and I've seen some big perch come into the spot we're fishing, and you can actually see them. I've got the Markham camera down there, and you can see your bait. You can see perch coming in and out, and I've got a bait on here. I've got one tight on here. I'll show you. Now this is really good. I've caught a lot of whitefish on this bait, but it's a little foxy. It's called a little foxy jig, and its nose stays on the bottom, and you can actually tap the bottom, and that little feathered tail will lift up, and perch will come over and pick it up. So it's just basically, that's the back of the packaging. Little foxy, and it's a vertical jigging minnow. Great for ice fishing, great for fishing vertically in the summer if you want to catch whitefish or lake trout. But you want to basically, you want it to fall straight down, and then when it hits bottom, your line is going to go slack. Then lift your line till you feel it go tight, and now you can actually see it on bottom. And then just pulse it a little bit and let it bounce off bottom and stir up some sediment. Just give it a couple of pops. Make sure you got your line goes taut there, and then start working it. And the tail actually will just sit off bottom. You can stir up sediment with it, make some noise, bounce it around. And oftentimes that'll make the perch come over and have a look once they see that sediment being stirred up. He hit it, see that? He's coming back. He flared his gills on it, and I lifted, and he spooked. He's bad at it. Here comes another one. Nope, he's too small to eat it. There's competition for it, look at it. Come on. I got one on, but he's caught in the camera. Look at this. That might be another fish moving in. Yeah, that's another perch. Look at this, I got one on. There's another one down there. Stack them up here. Let's go catch more. I got caught in the camera started shaking. I could see the fish. He was caught in the camera cable. And as we were doing that, you could see another perch further back. So there's a few kicking around. Oh, here comes a big one. Yeah? No! I got him. I shook him off. It's $2,500 with our name on it. Here we go. I didn't even see him on the camera. Same size, another one. I think you'll find that in the schools, you'll get fish of similar size. He was hooked good. Now, see, I got him on that little foxy bottom bouncer. Another decent little perch. These aren't going to win $2,500 today, but they're not bad. Come on, perchies. It's funny, you know, when you see people or you hear them say, "Oh, we got perch, you know, we did good. We got 30 or 20 or 10 or however many they catch." A lot of times you get it in your head that, wow, they must have just went and caught them all day long, but that's not the case. We saw those fish move in, 3 or 4, and we caught a couple, and they've scattered now, so you got to kind of sit tight and wait and hope some more come back. But that's the thing about ice fishing is you can get impatient and start saying, you know, what's going on. Best thing to do is change baits, experiment a little bit and mess around, but at the end of the day, just stay put, I guess, and hope for the best.
Oh, there he is. Hey, you! Yeah. Fat boy, can't get none of this. Look at me. I got moves. I go left, I go right, I go left again. Watch it. Oh, there it is. Psych! I'm so erratic, I don't even know where I'm going. Come on, Chubby Cheeks. Come on, Bucket Mouth. Come get some of this. I can do this all day long. Look at me. Watch this. Come on. Your mama's so fat that she can't get out the fish net. Ow! I'll give you that one.
The makers of America's #1 buck lure bring you Hot Shot, a monumental advance in scent dispersal technology. Hot Shot's exclusive bag and can technology separates the lure from the propellant, resulting in a 100% pure lure mist. No noisy spitting and powerful consistent spray create a highly effective and deadly long-range attraction. When your season comes down to one opportunity, trust Tinks. Tinks Hot Shot, pure lure, pure attraction.
There's one.
Well, that's a big one.
So how many have you caught now on your Trigger X, Derek?
I don't know. I've I'm not keeping score.
Oh, really?
Trigger X. Bass eat even when they're not hungry.
There's a huge low-pressure system centered over the state, going to continue to whip our area with rain, sleet, high wind. There are already multiple weather-related accidents on the freeway. You'd have to be a hardcore duck hunter to go out in this weather. Take it easy this morning, heading downtown.
The Browning A5. Come hell or high water.
This portion of Angler and Hunter Television brought to you by Ameristep.
Perchin for MS has become the largest annual ice tournament on Lake Simcoe, and it's all for a great cause. This year, more than 460 participants will head out on the ice in hopes of grabbing one of the many prizes, including almost $2,500 in cash. But this tournament is more than about the cause. It's about having fun with family and seeing friends and meeting new ice anglers. The diversity of the anglers I ran into on the ice was pretty eye-opening. Teams of women, fathers and daughters, and even some golden age legends trying to cash in, and all for a great cause. The mismatched collection of snowmobiles, ATVs, and other methods of transportation was something to behold. These anglers were getting out by any means necessary. Anglers are allowed to fish from 8 a.m. till 1 p.m. and then have to head in and line up for a true tournament-style weigh-in.
Hey everybody, thanks for coming out. Just a couple announcements. We've got a barbecue going on up here, pulled pork on a bun, and there's pop, there's coffee over there, hot chocolate, and we've got hot apple cider over here from our friends here. They're giving away free hot apple cider. But we've got a silent auction going in here also. There's some amazing items in here. We got some trips, there's a chainsaw, there's a weed eater, smoker, all kinds of great stuff on the silent auction. Don't miss out. Come on up here. All the proceeds goes to MS. Thanks, guys.
Fish are checked, then put on a scale and weighed. The heaviest 10 fish will take home the big money.
10, great.
6.500.
The weights this year that we have for some of our winners are the biggest weights we've seen here. Well, they are the biggest for this tournament.
0.98.
The way it's going to work, obviously our grand prize up here is a $2,500 cash from Jack Link's Beef Jerky. We would like to thank Jack Link's for this. Every year we get amazing support from them. And so $2,500 cash right here to a weight of 10.26 pounds. Big kid, little kid. Tim Everson and Chelsea Brazel. Congratulations. Hey, Dan. That is an amazing weight. As you can tell, that's over 1 pound for the 10 fish each. So I don't know if you want to say anything as far as what you used, but you know, we all like to know.
Just minnows.
And congratulations. Did you catch all the big ones?
You got it. All right.
All right, thanks guys. Thank you everyone for coming out and helping us with this. Other thing we're just going to mention after that, I mean, if you really want, you can pick a prize instead of this cash. We're going to allow either cash or prize for anything from this point down, but I mean, that's up to you. So the kayak is a donation from Canadian Tire in Keswick. Everyone's name was in the raffle. If you put your name, your tag in, so we're just going to draw out one person for the winner. We have put in our volunteers. The volunteers were allowed to enter their names. So I'm going to ask our counselor here, Frank Sivo, to please do the draw, because just to keep it fair. So
You have to be here to win it too. So. Apparently you have to be here to win it, so hopefully this gentleman is. It looks like Paul Mullen.
thank you. Thank you. So Paul, you've won the kayak that's in there hanging up. And all the,
There are hundreds of other prizes, and it's a sure bet that none of the nearly 500 anglers will go home unhappy. The highlight, this 1.7-pound lunker perch that fetched a pretty penny and a replica mount from Advanced Taxidermy.
We're going to call it an 8-bar.
Holy! It's like a
So
large
it's a
mount.
$600 voucher.
Yeah.
You're going to win
Okay.
a replica mount of your fish.
Okay.
Then, okay, so congratulations.
Thanks.
Good job. Awesome.
For over 30 years, Excalibur has led the way in crossbow performance. We've crossed the strongest rivers. We've battled the harshest conditions. We've climbed into countless tree stands. We've stalked endless miles. We asked ourselves, how do you make the world's best crossbow better? Make it a micro.
Mercury engine test.
Lightest 115 horsepower in its class. It's good to have Mercury behind you.
Think GPS is just for getting you to the lake? Think again. The new iPilot wireless GPS trolling system can hold your boat in place like an electronic anchor. Record and retrace productive fishing paths, automatically keep you on any bearing you choose, and take total command of speed and steering. iPilot controls your boat with wireless GPS precision, so you can focus on fishing. And it's only from Minn Kota.
In the world of whitetail hunting, accuracy reigns supreme. It's what gets you in the right spot, at the right time, eye to eye with the one. It's also what gets the job done, downrange. Winchester Ballistic Silvertip, lethal precision.
This portion of Angler and Hunter Television brought to you by Winchester Ammunition.
Hats off to Doug and his dedication and perseverance. Here's hoping the event continues to be a great success and that one day MS can be beat. Well, the mayhem has come to an end. There's been, I don't know, 500 or 600 people, I think, out here on the ice on Lake Simcoe, and it's the 5th year for my good buddy Doug Poirier's Perchin for MS event, and what a resounding success, I guess we'd have to say, huh?
I would sure say so. I mean, today's been amazing again. Yeah, we had at least 500 people, I would say, here or more, so pretty amazing, and great weather for it, luckily.
Great weather, yeah. Perfect. So, I don't know what, me and you ran into each other 5-6 years ago.
Yeah, roughly.
And we went out and did a pheasant hunt, and you actually were driving this chair around and got permission to use it as a means of hunting. Things have progressed. 5 years later, we're here on Lake Simcoe, and we talked initially about that you were just trying to promote the event.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've gone from trying to promote event, I think, to you're probably turning people away now, right?
Yeah, we are. We're turning people away now. I mean, probably we've turned away over 100 or more people every year. So
wow.
It's not something you want to do, but yeah.
So tell me a little bit about this. I mean, you've obviously, I know you started this thing with the hopes of, raising funds for MS research, but I mean, yourself now, it's probably become to a point where, I mean, you're doing trade shows, you're out here hosting the event. Is it a full-time gig for you now?
It is, on top of my own full-time job. But yeah, it's a full-time gig. There's no question about it.
And are you happy with the result?
You know, when you can get this many people out to an event and have fun with it, I mean, people leave here and they're so happy. They
yeah,
love
you know,
it, so.
I mean, ice fishing, we talked a little bit about it when we were out on the ice. I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, if you drove around and looked for ice fishermen in the winter, you'd see scattered huts here and there, but I didn't think that you could come out and you'd see 500 people marching out onto the ice with different vehicles and all sorts of gear. And then what was the ultimate price here? $2,500.
$2,500 from Jack Link's. Yeah, unbelievable.
And I
really.
think probably everybody walked away with something, right?
Every single person walked away with a prize again this year. That's I don't know how it happens, but our sponsors are amazing that way. So.
Yeah, and I know when you first started this event, I mean, listen to the people taking stuff down behind us, and volunteers working for you. And when you first started it, I mean, you were struggling trying to get attention and get sponsors. And now, I mean, you know, I was blown away to come here and watch the turnout and everybody collecting prizes and you going to trade shows and
yeah, it's a different
tickets.
world.
And you're sold out every year.
Yeah, this year we sold out the fastest we've ever. And
so what are you going to do now?
Just
have
get ready
another
for
event
next
or just
year
keep
again.
this one?
So no, just keep this one, I guess. So.
Well, congrats, buddy. I hope you're doing
Thank
well
you.
and keeping well.
Yeah.
I know it's been a tough grind for you, but it just goes to show you, man. Yeah. You put your heart into something, and
yeah, well,
you can have a turnout like this.
Thanks for all the support, though, too. I mean, it's
yeah,
been
well,
great.
you know what I mean.
We had a great hunt the first time, and I mean, you know what? It's been
yeah, and I'm actually going to go back out and catch some more fish, hopefully. So.
Hey, there we go. Yeah. Now we're talking. So.
Awesome. Well, Dougie, good job, buddy.
Thanks,
and
buddy.
All the best in the future.
Yes, thank you.
Closed captioning of Angler and Hunter Television is brought to you by Ontario Out of Doors Magazine. Angler and Hunter Television has been brought to you by Canadian Tire, Mercury Marine, and Lund Boats, Yamaha ATVs, Browning Firearms, Rapala, Winchester Ammunition, Wild Game Innovations, Excalibur Crossbows, and Yukon Gear. For more information on the products used in this episode of Angler and Hunter Television, visit ahtv.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Remember, conserve and protect our great outdoors.